The University Tower chimes ring in another session of Ask the Professor, the show on which you match wits with University of Detroit Mercy professors in an unrehearsed session of questions and answers. I'm your host, Matt Maggio, and let me introduce to you our panel for today. To my right is Professor Heather Hill.
Hi.
Hi, Heather. I noticed that you have on a very autumnal sweater today.
Yeah.
Tell them the story.
Oh, there's the story.
There's a story behind it.
No, there's not really a story. I needed something to wear on the plane when I had to go to New Hampshire recently, so I picked this up at Meyer.
Oh, so that's your plain sweater.
Yeah, and I was thinking, it's very long, and I thought I was going to look kind of like a bag lady in it. But I noticed that there were a lot of women in the airport wearing these very long, kind of cozy sweaters.
Absolutely.
So
Airport chic.
it's perfect.
They
It
all
actually
had
is
window
perfect.
seats.
This was,
I mean, Jim, don't you have ocean liner clothing? I mean, it's like,
Yes.
so I have been wearing it a lot.
Well,
since
that's
then.
nice.
It's nice and cozy and
Yes.
long and comforting, and so
It will be perfect when Detroit's fall weather actually turns
Ever
into
gets here.
Detroit's fall
Yeah.
weather. Yes.
In December.
Very nice, exactly.
the only
Yeah,
thing
we
wrong
don't know
with
when
it.
it's going to come, and if it's going to stay more than a day or two
I
when
know,
it comes.
right?
So true.
Yeah,
So true.
one of our rhododendron bushes is blooming.
Oh, no.
my gosh.
And we have a neighbor's rose bush, that pink rose bush down the street is blooming.
It's the middle of
crazy.
November.
I
Oh
know.
my gosh,
But
incredible. Professor Stephen Manning is also here. The Jazz Foundation of America.
Good afternoon,
Yes.
Matthew.
How are you?
Mount Fuji is it often is not snow covered, the
Okay.
top. But this year, so the snow comes back.
Got it.
And it's about a month late this year,
Okay. Well,
coming back.
No.
It's a cultural, spiritual symbol for Japanese
Sure,
people.
sure.
And all these pictures are,
And it's not as beautiful without the snow on the
Oh,
cap.
for sure. It's beautiful with the snow. I saw a picture of it in the paper, and I think one day this past week, there was finally a little snow, but it's this little white strip at the top. And it's usually, the top quarter or third is really beautifully white capped.
And what would the Matterhorn look like if it were just rocky?
same sort of thing.
it'll look rocky.
I saw that unless, actually I thought this was phrased very well, unless the rest of 2024 goes on a don't let the Tigers get hot style streak of 0-degree days, 2024 will be the hottest year on record in the world. So that will be 3 straight years that we've recorded that record.
What does your Farmer's Almanac say about this coming winter?
So
I know
it
you
says, quite ironically, and so I'm coming from lifelong Detroiter, of apparently half a century, and I'm going to say it says that it's going to actually be quite warm and quite wet. But I feel, because we had a warm and wet winter last year, that we're in for a walloping. So that would be my guess. But the truth is, if we start having winters in a row that are all just sort of wet and cool, that could be the way it's going to be going forward.
Yeah.
So,
I hope it stays warm through Tuesday, because I discovered this morning that our boiler is out.
Great.
Jeez.
And I
Great.
got up, and you have this feeling that, it feels a little bit cooler than it should, right? So I checked the thing, and it said it's 68, but it's actually 63.
Oh, Jesus.
And the heat thing is blinking, so
Yep.
it's obviously sending a signal to the
Yeah.
thing downstairs. I go downstairs, check the water, it's cold.
Oh, my.
Can't get a guy until Tuesday.
Of course.
Belated
Fingers crossed.
birthday wishes, Professor Meyer.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yes, happy
for those who
birthday,
saw it.
belated
Much
birthday.
appreciate it. Didn't get exactly what I wanted, but maybe
World
next
peace
year.
does not come easy. So.
No, it does not.
Here's Christmas.
Yes. Thanks for your wishes, Professor Jim Tubbs. Good to see you.
Good to see you, too.
And
I
how are
like
you
your
today?
shirt.
Thank you.
How many years have you had it, hopefully?
I bought it last year.
Oh, okay. I know so many people that, like they've been tailgating and going to all the games for like 40 years, and finally they're getting something for it.
Yeah.
I'm wearing my Lions shirt, listeners. I did tell my students this morning that about 14 years ago, somebody mouthed off to me in the middle of this big lab quiz. So there was over 100 students in the room, not all mine. It was like all sections put together. And I said, you can have your points back if the Lions win 3 games this season. And the students at that time gave it the old, ooh, whatever. And that was the year they went 0-16. So anyway, that student did not get those points back. How far we've come that people are now
Yes.
putting money down
They
on
would already
no
have
more
their points
losses and making
Double
the
A.
Super Bowl this year.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
It better be good news for the city of Detroit in February. That's all I got to say. Better be good news. Professor Dan Maggio is here.
Hello, Matt.
Fresh hoodie from Traverse City.
Well, I wouldn't freshly wash.
Oh, okay.
But
All right.
Ooh,
it's
clean.
an old.
Oh, okay.
sweatshirt,
All right.
so it was a nice day. I have shorts on.
Yeah,
You
absolutely.
always have shorts on. I know. I do not give up my shorts very easily, but it's beautiful. When it gets below 50, I usually.
Usually put them away.
Curling might be a little less pleasant in shorts.
Actually, I want to curl in shorts.
Do you?
Because it yes, but so men do curl in kilts.
That's true.
But I don't curl in shorts, partially because I don't want my knee and hairs to rub off on the ice, because any sort of
Are you gonna start
debris
shedding on the ice?
is not really
Yeah.
welcome.
It's kind of
Yes,
This was not the explanation I was
it's
expecting.
frowned upon.
So you'd be more, I think, more flexible. And actually, I prefer less.
The
because
Dan Maggio
I get
nude
warm.
curling tournament now?
You've heard me explain this before. There are some people on the ice who are layered in they've got a t-shirt and then a long sleeve shirt and then a vest, then a winter coat and gloves and a hat, and I'm in a t-shirt.
yeah.
And I don't understand the difference, so I kind of run a little hot. I know.
He's a hot-blooded man, that's what it is.
It's funny that this is coming up, although not too coincidental. I was explaining to my students who asked me point blank just this afternoon, Dan, did you take Calc 3? And I said, yes, I did. And I had a vision of a beshorted Dan Maggio taking a quick smoking break. We
Oh,
had
yeah.
the 1 night a week, 3.5 hour Calc 3, and it was brutal. And you would always be like, hey guys, we're
Is
taking a
Calc
break.
3 like integral?
It is actually like polar coordinates.
Ooh.
There was a lot of drawing.
Well, it's
Yeah.
in multivariate.
Multivariable,
calculus.
yes. But I had Dan for that class.
Time
So,
for a
uh,
break.
It's too bad Jeff wasn't. It's funny to hear you describe me smoking, because I'm almost to the point where I can't even think of myself.
that's
as a former
wonderful.
smoker.
I think
How
that's
many years
great.
now?
Yeah.
Since 2009, so 15 years.
Congratulations.
For me,
That's
it's
great.
since 1999.
There you
smoked?
go.
Oh, yeah.
I can't believe it.
See? That's great news. I just remember we were on the first floor of this building, and where you went to smoke was right outside the window where the students were. And I got no place to be, no place to go, and I'm sitting there, and you just went outside the window, and then came right back in all winter long. It was pretty funny. Considering how funny things can be, we had a pretty good Halloween in our neighborhood. Professor Dave Chow.
Pleasure to be here, as always.
Things got a little interesting when you pet the neighbor's dog, and I quote, our ancestors didn't get along.
I had to apologize to the dog. That's all. So.
What?
My ancestors and your ancestors wouldn't have gotten along, is the message he was sending to the pooch, and the new pooch in our neighborhood.
Oh.
Lovely dog, too, by the way.
Yeah, it was a lovely dog.
Yeah,
Palmer the dog.
Yeah.
Yes.
Loose, was this dog loose?
No.
No, it was.
It was on the leash. Remembers
yeah.
the unicorn.
Yeah, it was a unicorn.
I was
So-
thinking of our thing on, Caesar.
Oh,
Oh.
the dog gets loose in
Something
your
on
neighborhood.
Nextdoor, and there was a picture of this large dog, and somebody saying, this dog is running around.
Loose
I think it was on
in the neighborhood?
Piccadilly, Beth Street.
It's actually on
Does anybody know who it is? And then there was a response that said,
Somebody just posted right after, that's Caesar.
and they gave the address. He lives at 20163
Oh, my God.
Piccadilly Road.
No
Like,
reference
know
to
the
the
dog's
owner,
address.
no reference to the
But knew the
owner.
address of the dog, like
Yeah.
the dog had a business card, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's Caesar. Oh, okay,
Yeah,
thank you.
At
Dog
two, Brute? Like,
Yeah.
Because he's been in the neighborhood for 20 years.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, he's the real mayor. of
He's
the
lived
neighborhood.
here a
We all
long
know
time.
Caesar.
there you
He's the
go.
mayor.
Well, folks, this is a program where you can send us questions regarding anything. If you stump the panel, you win a prize. If you don't stump the panel, you win a prize. You can send us the questions in a number of ways. Email us at atp@udmercy.edu. Find us on Facebook and Instagram, or listen on your favorite smart speaker by asking it to play Ask the Professor at University of Detroit Mercy. Dear professors, sent in by Anonymous, we hope that you are looking forward to a lovely Thanksgiving break. Spending time with family and friends, away from the office and insistent email, and celebrating all you have to be thankful for. And of course, eating wonderful food, which is the focus of this question.
Oh, food.
I've heard that you all
Hungry already.
like food. Yes. How many people did AAA expect to fly over the last Thanksgiving holiday period between Wednesday and Sunday in the United States? How many people?
Under their own power? Oh.
I believe they were aided.
Oh,
45 million.
25
That is a
million.
little high, and 25 is a little high. Yeah.
14 million.
It's a little high.
Ah,
9
Really?
million.
That's surprising.
Still high.
really?
was this during COVID?
Yeah, it was just
3 million.
No, this was just last year.
3 million.
I mean, I'll give it to you for 3. It's 4.7. Now, we'll contrast that, just to be careful. We certainly did not view flying as all travelers in the United States.
Right.
Just let's say 5 million for
Oh.
flying over Thanksgiving, but how many total traveled?
Oh, okay.
18 million.
including driving.
Right now, you're too low.
50
every
including
27
million.
27,
50 million
50
people.
million.
Wow.
It's a chunk of the country just moves around.
I had
during
heard the 50
holiday.
million stat, but I think that
What is,
that was I thought that was just driving.
what is the total population of the United States?
350.
55? Oh, I thought it was
350.
350.
330? 330 or something? Yeah.
30.
So that's a big chunk. It's
That
like a
is a big
sixth of the
chunk.
whole
No, it was
population.
335 last year. It's got to be, wasn't it?
Okay. I thought it was 355 in
Well, it's
I
maybe
think that sounds
it might be
Yep.
closer
declining.
to it.
Might be
Oh, my.
declining.
How old is the Emmy-winning television special, Charlie Brown Thanksgiving?
50.
50 years,
Yeah.
yeah.
And it's appearing on
Dear
NBC this
Lord.
year.
Yeah, it's coming back.
Finally.
Finally. What is the Guinness World Record for the heaviest single turkey?
Oh, we had this a couple of years ago.
68.
What does single in that
Pounds.
question
No.
add
Well, I don't
to
want
the
to say it's a
question?
group of turkeys that all
No.
stood on the scale at the
Group
same
of turkeys.
time.
Yeah, it was.
A group
It's
of turkeys
higher
is
than
called.
70.
It's higher than
110.
72.
What?
It's lower than 110.
92.
98.
It's lower than both of those numbers.
80.
It's
Okay.
86 pounds.
Because,
Wow.
man, do you remember years ago, Jeff
That could have fed quite a few people.
How big would that be? I mean,
No.
like physically.
Jeff Boats had to figure, like, in order to de-thaw that turkey, it'd take him like a month and a half, remember?
Yeah, well,
And we compared it to
Well,
your eldest child at that time, and
That's
he wasn't
assuming
that
you
late.
could freeze it.
assuming you could
So
get
that's-
it in a freezer.
That's,
Yeah.
that's
Freezer?
about the same size as our husky dog.
I'd like to see the
I
oven
thought
it was
the
cooked
same-
in,
the same-
too.
Open
I thought it was
flame.
similar to the ones in our neighborhood.
Oh,
The
yeah,
turkeys in our
the wild
neighborhood.
turkeys
Or
in
they
our
could have
neighborhood.
de-fat
yeah.
fried it in a huge vat.
Or they could have cut it up and just baked it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Smaller.
I don't know.
Individual
Once it gets
pieces.
that big, I wonder how good it is.
Couldn't even get
It's
that on
probably
my-
not.
on my
I was going
big
to say
Probably
the
Yeah.
Boy,
probably
a turkey
terrible.
leg, that would be a weapon.
I know. How big is that turkey leg?
83-pound turkey.
That's where the Renaissance Festival is like lined up at the door.
And the turkey leg. Yeah, that's right. What is a group of turkeys called?
Gaggle?
Oh, it's not what it
That's
says here.
geese.
Oh, my bad. Almost.
Cl-
A throng?
no.
Nope. I actually have 3 possible synonyms, so
Oh,
I'll take
wow.
any of them.
A throttle.
A flock.
A flock is the easiest level. here.
waddle?
They are sometimes called a gang, or the
waddle's
very
the
old
thing under
term
there.
called a rafter of turkeys.
Gang. Gang, I like that.
What kind of turkeys gobble?
A kind do?
Male?
Male turkeys gobble. Females chirp and cluck, apparently.
Okay.
What percent of all the cranberries consumed annually in the United States of America are eaten just at Thanksgiving?
What percent?
What
Probably
percentage?
15.
43%.
No, I would go.
48%.
I'm going to go 82. I'm just going to shoot high.
No. What did I
Stephen, we're just
say?
waiting. You said
I'm
15.
going higher.
Yeah, I would say 65.
You're all off, but Heather's the closest. 20%. So it's just 20%.
I forgot. I wonder if that includes
Like juices?
Juices.
Oh,
because that
juice.
was.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, all right.
In what year was the first jellied cranberry log in a can sold?
Oh, the cranberry.
49.
1932.
49.
I'll go
52.
in between. It's 41, so it's right in between what you both
Oh,
said.
so it's a wartime
I was,
thing?
Envisioning or remembering the sound of that thing.
That,
the schlock.
yeah,
yes,
yeah,
I
yeah.
love that sound.
Probably ocean
can.
spray.
I love,
The
I love
unleashing
jelly
of the
cranberries.
cranberry beast?
Yep.
Yeah.
Where do cranberries grow? Hint,
Bogs.
in bogs.
don't
in
think of
Massachusetts.
the ads you see on TV.
Ah,
From the spaghetti tree.
They don't grow in bogs? Yes, they do.
They do, but they don't, if that makes any sense. So it says here, cranberries grow on dry land in mostly sandy soil. They get flooded because they float, and then you can harvest them by just taking them off the top of the water.
Oh, so they deliberately flood them
They
so they can
deliberately
just pluck
flood
them out of the
them.
water
Yes,
with
exactly.
nets.
but the ads make you think.
They certainly do.
Guys in boots like they're fly fishing. or
You
something.
like
make
it's
your
rice.
own bog. Okay, one of these two is roughly 12 times the sugar content of the other.
Wait a minute, back it up. What
Sorry.
did you just say?
One
No,
of
it's
these
okay.
two is roughly 12 times the sugar content of the other, which is
Okay.
Wait, that sounds like your children.
sweet potatoes or yams.
Aren't those the same?
Yams.
Yams.
They're not the same thing.
I'm going to go with yams with
Yeah,
jam.
I'm gonna go yams.
It's the sweet potato, of course. Yep, sweet potatoes are
You
sweeter than
failed me,
yams.
Professor.
It's in the name of the thing, sweet.
Because you never hear candied sweet potatoes.
But
You
it's a
hear
marketing
candied
thing,
yams
right?
all the time.
It's a marketing
And you
thing.
got to put marshmallows on
Oh, 100%. 100%.
Ooh, and pecans and lots of
Small
butter.
ones, tiny ones.
the tiny ones. Yes, pecans,
I'm looking in
brown sugar.
Professor Hill's direction.
Uh-oh.
Yams are more closely related to this very, very famous flour than even to sweet potatoes. Genetically, I think we're talking here.
Yams.
Are closely related to
What are the
this
flowers
flour.
look like? What's the yam on a
Orchid?
Orchids.
Mm-mm.
The rose?
Give me the
feel-
first letter.
I'll give you the first letter. You'll get it easily. L.
Lilac?
Lilac?
Lily?
Lily?
Lilies.
Oh.
Lilies are closer to
Lilies
yams
and
than
yams.
sweet potatoes are to
I
yams.
would not know
Yes.
that. It must be something about the
Yes.
tubular thing.
The tuber.
The thing that's in the ground.
Mhm. What is the origin of the word spud when referring to a potato?
The eyes,
It has nothing to do with the anatomy of the potato.
darn.
But spud, I've
Did-
always wondered about that word. It's pretty close to another word.
Did it originate in the U.S.?
It originated in New Zealand in the 1840s.
The spinning dud? Oh, yeah, is it a collaboration of two words?
You're getting closer.
Oh,
Getting closer.
I am.
Spud. I think spud's a funny word.
What, like Mackenzie? Oh,
I'm thinking Ghostbusters. He's looking at me right now. Right? He's an ugly spud.
That's right. It's one of the best.
So
words.
spud is a colloquialism for a spade, and that's what you'd use to dig up a
Oh.
potato. So that's
Oh,
from
that's not
Darn
where I
it.
was
New
going.
Zealand. Yes. When and in what context was the idiom "driving the gravy train" first used?
Kennelration?
During the
Like dog
Depression?
food?
You know,
gravy
it
train.
was pre-depression.
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 Driving the gravy train.
Economic.
Yeah, so the train was taking them somewhere for...
For
what was that?
free?
Prosperous...
What, like Oklahoma Rush?
Welfare
Sooners?
state.
No, it's actually quite. I mean, I think the best hint I can give you is it's quite literal. As I look at the map up here.
There's a train that delivers gravy?
You mean like the dog food?
No,
Yeah, that's what
because
I
I
was
think
thinking.
that's why he said kennelration, but I was thinking about that too. No, you know, it was railroad workers following the engine by building the track, or that they're building the track and the engine follows. And so this was the way to make money. The more, rails you laid out, the more money you made. So early 1900s.
Oh,
Early
interesting.
1900s.
Okay.
So where did the gravy part come
Yeah, I
from?
was gonna say.
I believe it still means you're
Money?
making money.
Yep.
Yeah, I think
Oh,
it's.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because because I'm thinking, is it food? Yeah, because if you work the railroads, you get fed.
Possibly.
My grandfather worked the chuck wagon, that's all.
I
Yeah.
saw Dan smirk really hardcore when Dave's like, "Wait, there's a train that has gravy, and when is it coming to town?"
I'm just picturing this big, huge, rail car, and you just kind of open the spigot.
Oh,
and
absolutely.
do you get the chicken gravy or the beef gravy?
Exactly. When do recipes for stuffing let's say, a fowl, when you cook it, what date are we talking there? Like, when did it start?
When did
What?
stuffing?
That morning?
When did stuffing
When
recipes
did
come
stuffing
about?
recipes start?
I'd say the 20s.
Say
Oh, I think it's earlier than that.
1890s.
1922.
When
All of those are a little bit off the plate.
Oh,
when
Get
Martha
it off
Stewart
the
started
plate.
writing for-
yeah.
So 1950?
Gutenberg.
When did recipes emerge for for stuffing birds? Is that what you're
Basically.
saying?
It probably has to do with the bread companies wanting to find another way to sell their
Oh.
I
product.
mean, I
Oh.
appreciate your
Yes.
cynicism
Yes.
deeply,
Yes.
but that is not it.
Oh. What, is this like a
Are we all
Gutenberg side hustle that we don't know about?
Pepperidge Farm.
You're pretty far off, actually.
1840.
Is that early? No.
I'm thinking movable press.
Well, bread's been around for a long time.
He's talking.
Yeah, but I'm
multiple
talking
times.
more like commercial
I mean,
bread.
I'm thinking, after he got done with the Bible, he had to produce other things, right?
So the truth of the matter is, it's sort of a biochemical explanation from the way I've heard it. It doesn't say this here. It says we're talking first century A.D.
What?
Because
Whoa.
the liquefaction of like fowl fat means that it always dries out when you cook it. So you stuff it with something that can absorb that, and it keeps it a little more moist. It's like from the very beginning. You better shove something in there, or you're in for some dry bird. That's all I got to say.
And that's better than a spud.
When, who, and why did stuffing start to be called dressing?
When it was out,
This is a little more
outside
modern.
the turkey.
Yes, okay, that's fine. Stuffing sounded vulgar, bless you, to these elites in the United States.
Oh.
What time would that have been?
These elites.
Boston Brahmins,
No?
these elites,
Mhm.
Who would be offended?
Yaleys.
Probably Yaleys.
Oh, no. Is that something Thurston Howell would say?
A little bit before that.
Oh,
The elites.
Who are these?
what, the Kennedys? What? The Kardashians?
No, it says Victorian nobles of the early
Oh.
1800s
Oh.
were like, well,
Victorian
stuffing sounds
nobles.
vulgar.
Those Kardashians.
We'll call it dressing.
Well, they were really attuned to anything that would sound vulgar.
That's
yes.
there you
Or,
go.
or slightly sexual.
Oh, very much true. When did the Campbell Soup Company publish its first recorded recipe for green bean casserole?
First century.
1930.
1930.
1927.
1930.
You're all over the map, but I think Stephen might have gotten closest. It was 1955.
Oh.
FYI,
Oh.
the name of the recipe was green bean bake, and it has never once been altered every time it's been published.
I have
Green
perfect
bean
thing.
bake.
Green bean
Hot
bake.
dish.
Hot dish.
I can
I'm
vouch
telling
for
you,
that.
this was a very good indicator, relatively speaking, of Leslie and I's marriage. We have our first Thanksgiving together, and I, as a good Italian boy, looked at that across my in-laws' table and said, "What is that?"
Yeah.
I
yeah,
had never seen
yeah,
it before in
yeah,
my entire
How do you
yeah.
think I feel?
Did the original recipe have the
French fried onions?
Pickled
Yeah,
onions,
the
yeah,
onion
on top,
things, yeah.
absolutely.
I like those
Had you
on
seen
their own.
stuffing before?
I have, although mostly with Italian sausage mixed in. I mean,
Uh-huh.
let's be
Yummy.
serious.
I'll have to share with you my Thanksgiving tradition here in Detroit. So.
Which is?
We always went to Windsor
Oh yeah, of course.
because Thanksgiving here in Windsor, it's a Thursday.
Yeah, exactly.
So every dim sum restaurant in Windsor is always packed with every Chinese restaurateur.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
I just remember standing in line 3 hours watching food go by.
You guys do know what creamed onions are?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh,
All
yeah.
right.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
a New England thing.
Creamed
Also,
onions.
oysters are too.
Sure. Oh, oysters and stuffing.
Oysters and
Absolutely.
stuffing.
Oh,
Oyster
I
stuffing.
love oysters.
Let's jump off of the Campbell soup thing
Let's.
So
here
get off the wagon.
and go even deeper is what I was going to say. According to Campbell's, what percent of cream of mushroom soup sales go towards making green bean casserole every Thanksgiving in the United States?
13.5%.
It's
What?
higher.
Really?
Wait, is this going to be like the cranberry sauce thing again?
Yeah,
Probably.
25.
You mean
It's
of all
higher
their
than
sales, all
25.
annual?
38.
34.
Let me call
It
Kendra.
says 40%.
Wow.
40%
Of mushroom soup?
cream of mushroom
cream of
soup.
mushroom, yeah.
Yep.
People must not be buying cream of mushroom soup throughout the year then.
Probably not.
Or they're stocking up on it.
I mean,
Do you use the
I can
condensed?
taste it.
Yeah,
thing
use
for
the
that,
condensed.
or-
Yeah.
Because I've never seen it
So you mix it with a can
uncondensed,
of
right?
water.
Yeah.
Oh.
Is there uncondensed?
Well, you uncondense it when you put the water
I
and or
suppose-
milk
No,
in
no.
it.
But what I'm saying, can you buy it?
Uncondensed?
Yeah.
You
don't
can,
know.
yeah.
Oh,
Like
expanded. Or
Costco
whatever.
will sometimes have a big tub.
Yeah, but
of
Costco-
mushroom soup.
Yeah, but Costco also sold that 7-gallon mac and cheese too a couple years ago.
True. That's true.
You all should have seen the way that Jim was gesticulating. A big tub.
Yes.
With
Well, it's
hands.
got to be big if it's from Costco.
Gotta be. Who trademarked the name turducken in 1985?
Martha,
Served at his
Martha
very famous restaurant.
oh,
That's a good guess.
Puck,
No, it wasn't Wolfgang
Wolfgang
Puck. No.
his famous
Hold on,
restaurant.
what year? What year was it? Again?
1985.
85.
He was pretty big in the early. to
Paul
mid-eighties.
Prudhomme?
Paul Prudhomme. Yes.
The Dame
Good job.
DeLuise of cooking.
That's right. Who popularized turduckens in the United States in the 1990s?
Paul Prudhomme.
Mm-mm.
Oh, well, that makes sense to me.
No, it was seen by millions and millions on Thanksgiving Day.
Julia
on
Child.
TV.
Oh.
Martha Stewart.
What-
Mm.
I'm thinking like Friends or something.
They still do it.
Seen on TV on Thanksgiving Day.
Yes.
Oh, is it NFL, the football game?
Who?
So who?
Dallas Cowboys, Detroit, the
Madden,
Lions.
John Madden.
No.
It's always
John Madden
Oh,
is the
okay.
correct
Yes.
answer.
Because it's always-
John Madden would always award a turducken to the team that won a Thanksgiving game. And boy, is that just disturbing. A chicken shoved into a duck.
No, because
shoved into
what
a turkey.
have they given away in the last few years? Didn't they have like a like an 8-legged turkey or
They
something
had
like
an
that?
8-legged turkey for the person who got the most rushing yards.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
Where do
They
they
have
get an
something
eight-legged
where
turkey?
they have the leg
There's some
movement
mutant.
at certain points.
Biolab?
Some 86
No, it's all
pound.
together like toothpicks.
Yeah.
FYI, it has the turducken has definitely caught on outside the United
No.
States. It's popular in the British Isles with this name, not turducken.
Mutant turkey.
Tell me to
Frankly, that
pronounce
has
it
the
like
word
I'm
turd
from
in it.
The
so.
tribird.
Tribird is pretty close, said the English prof. Three-bird roast, sometimes it's called the royal roast.
Trifowl.
I can't see the queen ever having partaken.
The corgis might.
The corgis,
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, you got to feed the corgi somehow. Tear off one leg for each corgi.
According to tradition, a Connecticut town in 1705 canceled Thanksgiving that fall because there wasn't enough what?
Native Americans?
Corn.
Condensed
No,
mushroom
no,
soup.
no.
Cranberries?
Pumpkins.
Well,
Pumpkins is
Turducken.
closer than
Gourd.
any other answer
Squash.
I've heard.
Les
Squash.
Nessman.
apples?
I knew the
Desserts?
WKOP
Oh, sorry.
reference was coming.
Well, I have.
Potatoes.
Oh my gosh. So they needed an ingredient, according to this
Oh.
tradition, to make pumpkin pie that they simply didn't have, but it wasn't pumpkin.
Oh.
Pumpkin
A
spice?
spice,
Cinnamon?
some kind of spice.
Since
Ritz
they didn't
crackers.
have pumpkin spice, the next
What
best thing
goes
they
in
probably could have
nutmeg?
made
Nutmeg,
was...
yeah.
No, it wasn't a
Cloves?
spice.
Cinnamon.
It wasn't a spice.
It wasn't a spice,
Oh, it wasn't a
but it would have
spice.
been
Flour.
a way to keep... scientific again, a way to keep, sugar around as things are getting cold. That's the best I can do.
Salt?
No.
A way
Sugar
to keep
around is
sugar
different.
around when it's getting cold.
How do you store sugar without all the water in it? That's my thing. It wasn't.
Eat it.
Oh, the little clay bears?
I mean, you're really, really close. I'm looking for the answer of molasses.
Oh.
I like their clay
They
bears.
ran out of
What?
molasses.
What? I don't,
Oh, actually,
I don't
that's
get
not
it.
used to take...
That was their
that's
sugar
actually
source,
used to put
molasses.
You meant to put the moisture back into the...
Yeah.
Sorry.
Instead of
No,
cane
I
sugar,
understand
they
what
use
you're
molasses
getting at.
sugar.
Thank
It was just really funny. Oh my gosh, yes. Apple pie is the state dish of which New England state?
All of them.
Yes, but particularly
Vermont.
Vermont, yes. And last but most certainly not least, what is apple pie in England often made with? Certainly way more often.
Ritz
Ritz
crackers.
crackers.
That is not what it says
What?
here.
Lard?
No, but that might be true, but I think there's something else that goes in the filling besides
Cheese?
apple.
Suet?
It's cheese.
Oh, cheese.
Yes,
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
that's- yeah, of course.
Wensleydale, to be specific. Wensleydale
Is that a...
cheese.
What kind of cheese?
Wensleydale.
I wonder if it's like
See,
sharp,
Martha-
That's in
sharp
the mix.
cheddar.
I don't know. Martha's grandfather did sharp
Is it?
cheddar.
I guess. I mean, we often have cheese.
Yeah, a chunk of cheese with your apple pie.
Yeah, like
Cheddar
yeah,
with
sharp
apple
cheddar.
pie.
Yeah.
That makes
Yep.
sense.
I'm
Especially if
wondering
you're out
if
of vanilla ice cream.
Wensleydale is a
That's
sharp
brand.
cheese.
But
I
that
think
sounds
it-
like it's mixed into the apple.
That's what it
mixture.
says here.
It
In
is.
the filling is
Mixed.
what it
The
says.
Brits put it in the pie
Absolutely.
instead of with it.
Yummy.
I was thinking more, I believe Wensleydale is one of the very specific cheeses mentioned in the Monty Python cheese sketch.
Is
You know,
it?
when the guy goes and he's like, can I just have some Wensleydale? Well, sure, sir. Oh, no. The cat's eating it.
I'd forgotten.
Let's find some.
Fancy
to breed.
cheese?
For being a cheese shop, you don't have much cheese here. Oh, we have plenty,
I
sir.
wonder what kind of cheese it is.
We'll look
I
it up.
want to say it's a soft cheese, but
Oh,
I could
oh,
be wrong.
interesting.
Dan, we're going to Mongers tonight.
Yeah.
Wensleydale.
Oh my gosh, Mongers, keep me out of
I
that.
know, I
That
know.
Wonderful, wonderful. We finally got Emmett some gelato over the summer, and yeah, he was over the moon. Their gelato was actually quite good.
Mmm.
Oh, professors, I am so very sorry.
No,
We
you're
are
not.
very-
No, you're
I
not.
am.
55 seconds?
Oh my gosh.
We are at the end of our wonderful togetherness today, but the time has come to say goodbye, Dave.
See ya.
Dan,
See ya.
Jim,
Farewell.
Stephen,
Goodbye.
and Heather.
You don't look a day over 35.
And now these words from the University of Detroit Mercy.
You can email Ask the Professor at atp@udmercy.edu or visit the Ask the Professor Facebook page.
Ask the Professor is produced and directed by Michael Jason and Brian Masonville, and our executive producer is Professor Jason Roach. Until next week, I'm your host, Matt Mayo.